The Premier League is back, and what a way to kick off the new season. The reigning champions, Arsenal, are hosting a team making their long awaited return to the top flight. It's a David versus Goliath story on the opening night. Can Frank Lampard's Coventry City cause a massive upset, or will Mikel Arteta's army fire a warning shot to the rest of the Premier League to show them we mean business? Let's dive into everything you need to know about Arsenal versus Coventry City. Let's start with Arsenal, as we are entering the season as champions for the first time since 2004. We look absolutely determined to prove that finally winning the league last season is no reason to take the foot off. And if there were any doubts, they were emphatically put to bed in the Community Shield. We didn't just beat Man City, we dismantled them 3-0. Goals from Ricardo Calafiori, Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard underlined a dominant display. But the real story was the new signings. Bruno Guimaraes slotted into the midfield with ease, and Chris Zolis, well, wow. 2 assists on his competitive debut. That's the kind of impact that wins you titles. They look sharper, they look hungrier, and they look ready to defend our crown. But let's not forget the visitors. This is a massive moment for Coventry City. They are playing their first Premier League game in 25 years, and they're not just here to make up the numbers. Frank Lampard's side romped to the Championship title, winning by a massive 11 points. They were top scorers with 97 goals and boasted the best defence. And they've been busy in the transfer market. They've spent big, bringing in serious Premier League quality. Taiwo Awoniyi has joined from Nottingham Forest for 9 million. They've signed French winger Lom Shuona from Burnley for 20 million. And add in the returns of Frank Onyeka and Gustavo Hammer. And this is a Coventry side with genuine attacking threats. Lampard has built a team that can hurt opponents on the break. So how will Arsenal line up? Arteta has some huge selection headaches. Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka both only played 45 minutes in the Community Shield after the post-World Cup breaks. But this is how I think Arsenal will line up. We'll have David Raya in goal, because we know he's just so much better than Kepa, and he didn't play that much at the World Cup. Ben White at right back. He had a good performance in the Community Shield and he seems to be fit. And it's probably likely that Ezra Konsa won't be registered in time, and he also did not have a pre-season, so he's probably not ready. Mosquera in the middle on the right hand side. He had a good game in the Community Shield. Generally had a good game in the Champions League final, although he made one mistake for the penalty, which was a heavy price to pay. He also made really good performances last season and stepped in well for Saliba, so I think he'll start at right back. Gabriel on the left. He's our wall at the back. He's the king of Brazil. He definitely starts. Calafiori, I think he'll get the nod ahead of Hincapié. He had a good performance in the Community Shield, and of course he scored. Lewis Skelly at the base, he had an excellent game in the Community Shield, setting up Calafiori with a beautiful pass. That's something that Zubamendi didn't show much of last season. Maybe at the beginning of the season he did, but when Lewis Skelly came in towards the back end of the season, he performed really well, and he's continued that into this season from what we saw in the Community Shield. Bruno Guimaraes, I think he'll get a nod of Declan Rice. I don't think Declan Rice is ready just yet, and Bruno Guimaraes is more than capable of stepping in and being on that left-hand side. His through balls, his tenacity, his fight is excellent. Martin Odegaard, everyone says that he's revitalized his comeback with super focus, like a man possessed. So, and we saw that great goal he scored. So he'll start. Madueke on the right, I think he'll keep his place. Again, I don't think Saka's quite ready yet. I think Madueke really needs to step up. He showed some signs last season. I think in the Champions League final when he came on, he did skin the defender once or twice, and obviously one situation led to a penalty. But he really has to step up. He doesn't justify what Arsenal paid for him. Overall, he's been pretty poor, so he really needs to step up and stake his claim, or Downman will be in front of him. Up front, Kai Havertz, he'll keep his place. He seems to make the team play better, makes the team more flowing. His movements, he's really intelligent at doing that. Gyökeres, obviously, he performed really well. He scored 20 goals last season, more than a striker scored for Arsenal for a while. We saw great performances from him, like against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-final, where he really leads the line, goes down the channels, can at times mix it up and get in with a scrap with defenders. But Havertz just seems to make the team more free-flowing, and the football seems to be better with Havertz. But maybe Gyökeres will come on. Still think Gyökeres is a better finisher. I think if Gyökeres improves parts of his games in terms of the link-up play and how Arsenal flow and combine those passes, those little triangles, as the season moves on, Gyökeres may take over from Havertz because Gyökeres is the better finisher. On the left, Zolis. He's been a revelation in pre-season. Looks really impressive. Looks like he can hold his own. So that worry that the fans have had about him settling into the Premier League and, keeping up with the pace of the Premier League, from what we've seen so far, it doesn't seem to be a problem. He got 2 assists in the Charity Shield match, so he'll keep his place. And I think this is how Arsenal will line up and be set up for a strong performance. Now let's look at Coventry. This is how they'll probably line up. Lampard, he likes to play the 4-2-3-1. I'm not an expert on Coventry, but he likes to play this way, and they'll probably play a compact game, trying to make it hard for Arsenal with a low block. The players that we need to be worried about in terms of the danger men is Owonji up front. We know he's really physical from his days at Nottingham Forest. He's quick. He can cause a handful. And if you remember, at the back end of one of the title tilts that we had, we lost to Nottingham Forest away, and he was a real handful. So hopefully Gabriel and Mosquera can keep him quiet. And then on the right, we've got Shoshona. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a really quick player. He's someone they've brought in recently. He can cause a lot of problems. So Calafiori, we know he likes to go forward and create those spaces up front that Arsenal like to exploit. And we saw that in the Community Shield, where he came in on the inside, made a really great run, was found by Miles Lewis-Skelly for that great goal. But Shoshona has a lot of pace, so he needs to be careful and watch Shoshona really well, or he can cause us problems. So this is how I think Coventry will line up. They'll make it difficult for Arsenal with a low block. So it's a good test for Arsenal in the early stage of the season, it being the first game, because Arsenal will probably face a lot of similar teams like Coventry, who will line up, make it compact, and try to hit them on the break. In terms of score predictions, I'm going for 2-0 to Arsenal. It is the first game of the season. The team won't be fully fit. They won't be fully free-flowing. They're still working out how they want to play this season. Arteta always evolves how we play from season to season. So those new tactics are still probably being embedded. So it won't be fully there yet. I don't think Arsenal will be fully at the races yet. Coventry, again, for them, it's the first game back in the Premier League. They'll probably be really hyped up. Most of their players would have had more rest time than Arsenal, bearing in mind that Arsenal had a lot of players, especially the England and Spanish players, that went to the World Cup. So Coventry will probably be fresher and more hyped up, really motivated to perform really well in front of the cameras. It's the first game of the Premier League season. It's a Friday night. So I think Coventry will put in a great effort, but I think it will be 2-0. I don't think it will be 4-0 or 5-0 that some people are saying, because Arsenal are the champions and Coventry are the new boys. I just think those factors about being motivated and it being the first game of the Premier League season will play into it. And I don't think we'll see that massive scoreline that some are predicting. I think it will be 2-0. In terms of goal scorers, I think Havertz will score, and I'll go for Odegaard to get the other goal. Not in any particular order. I just think that those two are the ones that will score. So yeah, in terms of team lineups, what do you think? Put it in the comments what you think the team lineups are going to be. In terms of score predictions, again, put it into the comments what you think it will be. And, we can get chatting. And that's it for now. Let's hope Arsenal win. Come on, you Gooners.